Hello, federal viewers. Welcome to this exclusive live. We just completed night of the blockbuster. If you can hear fireworks, it's probably because of the celebrations have started. Team India have beaten Pakistan comfortably again in an ICC stage and taking revenge for the 2017 finals. And leading it was none other than one man, King Kohli. But let's talk a lot about it. To discuss more on this, we've got with us Mr. K. Srinath, a former first-class cricketer representing Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, and now a BCCI umpire. So thank you so much for joining with us. Firstly, congratulations to you too, because most of what you predicted had happened. You said that Rohit versus Shaheen is the contest to watch out for, and it happened. And you also said that Gill will fire, which he did. So, what are your initial reactions?
Can't ask for a better Sunday. Sitting
Yes,
back at home and getting to watch two of the closest rivals fight it out. And sweeter thing would be in the background we can hear fireworks. Such is
right.
the sweetness and taste of victory when India beats Pakistan in any match they play against them. Yeah, I believe I should have been lucky enough to play Dream 11 today, which I resisted myself from. But anyway, happy that quite a few things have come off, and more than anything, a lot of critics would have been silenced today. The fabulous 100 by none other than the chase master Virat Kohli getting his 51st ODI 100. Couldn't have asked
Right.
for anything better today.
So let's talk a lot about it. But before that, the kind of innings that Shubman Gill put out was so beautiful to watch. The kind of shots, the shot selection, the placements that he made was so beautiful. Such a promising talent, right? What do you have to say about him?
As I said before the start, he was the trump card for India, and though it was not a rollicking start in the power play, I think India managed to negotiate the first 4 or 5 overs from Shaheen Afridi and Nazim Shah, and Rohit got out to a beauty. But post that, I think Shubman Gill continued in the rich vein of form he's been in. I don't think there's anything that can stop him except the beautiful ball he got to get out. But
Right.
otherwise, he showed it was a sublime touch and proper cricketing shots. That's what stands out really. He doesn't try to manufacture anything on the cricket field, and getting growing still in confidence. The rich vein of form is continuing in. Unfortunate that he had to get out on 46 today, but he's
Wicket.
somebody who looks really promising for a big future in Indian cricket.
Yes, sir. Talking about Shubman Gill's wicket, it was a beautiful delivery. In fact, the first two wicket balls were beautiful deliveries. So that Shubman Gill's wicket was the turning point that Pakistan needed. They could not, have it in their hands after that. Too many chances, too many misfields. So Pakistan almost had it in their hand when they had broken that partnership when Shubman Gill had left, right?
I think I thought it was very uninspiring captaincy from Mohammad Rizwan. When they got Shubman Gill out, and it was difficult for the Indian batters to pick Abrar out of his hand,
Right.
technically speaking. But we didn't see any fielder and slip or short cover catching, no attacking fields, because that was
Correct.
the time when they could put India on the back foot. Maybe if they had got a couple of wickets more, maybe Shreyas Iyer or pressure on Virat Kohli, I think the game would have been different. But I thought at that point in time, Mohammad Rizwan decided to sit back, allowed things to drift. It looked like they were just waiting for things to happen. So that didn't
Right.
serve the purpose and allowed Shreyas Iyer to take his time and settle down. So I think it was
Yeah.
pretty uninspiring from Mohammad Rizwan's part, and he he literally played into the Indian batters' hands.
Right. Also, speaking about Abrar Ahmed, there was no, he did his job. Also, Kushdil Shah also did his part. But what actually went wrong for Pakistan apart from, proper captaincy? Where did Pakistan lose this exactly?
See, I think four catches in a tight game like this, and
Yeah.
you are looking to defend 241. And as it turned down the pitch, there were no demons in the pitch, and it didn't look sluggish like in the previous game when India played Bangladesh. It looked really good, and the added advantage for India was Pakistan had three real quick bowlers. They were bowling
Right.
140 plus. Even if the pitch were to be on the slower side, that made it up for the pace the Pakistan fast bowlers provided. So I think it became that much easier for the Indian batters to maneuver, play the ball in the gaps. But I think, uh, field setting, just drifting away from the game, allowing things just to happen the way it was. It looked like one point in time, they wanted to restrict India under T241. I mean, if Pakistan had to beat India in this game, they should have bowled them out well within 35-40 overs. And having
Right.
defensive field sets with 2 wickets down, allowing Shreyas Iyer to come and take his time and maneuver the ball through the gaps, I think Pakistan lost it there.
Beautifully said, sir. We're all discussing about intent here, which Pakistan seemed to be lacking. We saw that glimpses of lack of intent in their batting as well, especially when Rizwan and the Shahab Shakil were batting. There was no conversation between them at all. They did not talk much. They did not communicate how to take on, how to, one has to step up and charge, one had to support. That was not happening. So, is Pakistan cricket actually in a problematic situation? There's no intent. Three of their fast bowlers are trying a lot, but they're not seeming to be destructive as they were before. What is, are things going wrong for Pakistan?
If, as an outsider, looking at the way they're going on in the field of play, there's nothing that we as outsiders can harp on and say what is going inside the dressing room. But
Right.
by the body language of the players on the field, it looks like they are not oriented. They're not playing as a team together.
Right.
So it's been tough times, and one of their mainstays, their best batter, Babar Azam, has been going through a very rough phase, and more dependency on Rizwan. And now, as he's become the captain, the burden is that much more. And as I said in the first part, injuries to their fast bowlers, they're all making a comeback. Losing a home series in the Tri Nation, losing to South Africa, then to New Zealand in the finals. I think rubbing salt into the wound, and again, it's a high pressure game for them because they have to beat India in this game to stay alive in the Champions Trophy. So that's another thing that's at the back of the mind, which constantly will be at them. So getting all these things together, like trying to shut the noise out, it's easier
Right.
said than done. So I think the Indian boys are much more used to playing under pressure in front of bigger crowds. Last 10-15 years post the advent of IPL, the pressure has become a cushion for them. So I think
Right.
in terms of skill sets, handling pressure, taking the big game, that much easily, I think the Indians were better prepared. So I think Pakistan, it's time for them to get back to the drawing board and have a deep thought, saying that where do they go from here? So
Yeah.
whether they have any reserve in the tank, that's what they
Right.
have to introspect now.
That discussion could go so long for Pakistan because they're almost in the verge of, leaving their own party, leaving the own, them being the host nation, the defending champions. They are on the verge of getting eliminated first. They have to now sit and wait of the for the results of other teams, and they have to ponder over how they can, get an opportunity from other teams' results. So, we were just discussing in the pre-show that this could be Virat Kohli's game. This could be the day he can, strike another comeback. Because there could not be any better setup than this, chasing Pakistan and ICC stage. And he came and he delivered. So, were you surprised, or this was just a game? Because when he started, he built the innings like he usually would. He went for those two quick runs. He kept, rotating the strike. He was patient. He did not try something different. How did you enjoy it?
And, no connoisseur of this game can say that they can't enjoy Virat Kohli's batting.
Right,
They say, when the chips are down, you will see the man rise up. So I think that
right,
is Virat Kohli for you. I mean, as I said, Virat Kohli is class. It is permanent. Form is something that can go up and down. It has happened with the best of cricketers who have gone onto a cricket field, represented their nations at various times. But this innings of Virat, what stood out was his composure. He was not
right,
ruffled. Typically, what we've been seeing in the last about 2 or 3 years is he gets very fidgety at the crease. He's trying to get bat on ball, wants to hit too many balls. But today, the way he paced his innings, and his forte always has been, running between the wickets. He
right,
always ensures he pushes for the ones, converts the ones into twos. And you could see his rediscovering of form was with those sublime cover drives. So once
Right.
you see Virat Kohli getting those cover drives in the gaps and reaching the boundaries, you know that this man is back to form. So I think these are great signs not only for Virat Kohli but for Indian cricket, because now they are one step into the next round. It's just one more game they need to play New Zealand, and they'll take it as it comes. So it all depends now whether they're going to finish one or two in the group. But for this particular Champions Trophy and the Indian team in this current ICC event, Virat Kohli coming back to form is great, great news.
Yeah, that was the only sort of I won't say problem, but an expectation that was looming around India, because almost everything fell in place for the team. Only Virat Kohli's form was an issue now, and that's now sorted. So they head into other games more confidently. I just wanted to ask a personal question. You might have had the best, you might have seen Virat Kohli running between the wickets very closely. I just wanted to ask you, did you get that experience as well?
Lucky enough, I played the game, then I became an umpire. I had the best seat in the house. Lucky
Yeah,
enough to
right.
have watched the likes of Virat, Rohit, MS out in the middle on 22 yards. I think the normal cricketers and the great cricketers, what separates them is the Virat Kohli. I think his intensity, the energy he brings into the game, and every game
Right.
for him. It could be an IPL franchisee game if he plays for Delhi in the Ranji Trophy, or in whites for India, or red ball cricket, white ball cricket for India. I think the man has got something different. The aura around him, the energy he brings into the team. There is never a dull moment with Virat Kohli around. Wherever
And
he
let's not
plays.
forget, he took a couple of catches in the first innings too, and he came back, ran quick, and he even challenged Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer. Got frustrated when they couldn't keep up with his speed, and he all did all of that and went on, took the team to victory as well.
I think when he took over the captaincy of Indian team, I think the one thing he did was send different benchmarks for fitness. I
Right.
said 36. Somebody sees you can't say Virat is 36. I think he can challenge any youngster in the Indian team who's 2021. Like you said, he was giving a run for the money for youngsters like Shreyas or Shubman Gill.
Shubman Gill.
That's
Yeah.
that's what he brings to the that's what he brings to the table. That's what you
Right.
expect from Virat Kohli. I think him being around should be around for a couple of years more. The energy he brings in can rub off on the other youngsters in the side. I think there's no match for what Virat Kohli can do on a cricket field. He's a magician.
Right. Beautifully said, sir. Now, going on, India are comfortable. Two wins, two massive wins. This victory has sort of, cleared doubts around Virat Kohli's fitness, form, and every other thing. Now they have a little break before they go and, go against the Kiwis. So, is there something that India need to rethink or reanalyze? Is there some problem? Is there a box unticked for India going against the Kiwis?
I think against Bangladesh, they were a bit sluggish when the run chase was on. But I
Right.
think in the end, KL Rahul managed well along with the Shubman Gill, and they pulled it off. Today, I don't think Indians would be breaking their head over anything. I think this was a clinical performance. If you ask me on a scale of 10, I think I would definitely give 9.5. Barring two tough chances that India put down, one of Harshit Rana, the other one of Kuldeep Yadav. And you could have an off day like what Shami had in the first couple of overs, starting off with five
Right.
wides.
Right.
Really, not a big concern per se as far as bowling goes. But the only thing is, we've got 6 more days before we play New Zealand. I think we are playing them on March 3rd or 2nd. A good
Yeah.
6-day gap. I think this gap should do good for somebody like Rohit Sharma and Mohammad Shami, if at all.
Right.
We get some news from the Indian change room saying that there has been a small niggle, because we did see Shami hold up on his ankle and
Right.
a slight twitch in Rohit's
Hamstring. Yeah.
hamstring. But we couldn't see that much of discomfort when Rohit batted. But I think this 6 days of rest should do good for their bodies.
Yes, sir. That's the hope that every Indian fan has. Let's talk a bit about bowling as well, because oftentimes when people talk about chase, they get forget about bowling and the bowlers. So, who was the top pick today? who stood out for you? Hardik Pandya was phenomenal as well. Kuldeep Yadav was also did his part, right? So who impressed you in the bowling attack today?
Overall, I would say it was a performance in partnership. I mean,
Right,
bowling also happens in partnership, like we discussed batting. I think standout was Hardik Pandya. Back end, I think after the 40th over, Kuldeep came back strongly to get through three crucial wickets. And Aksar was miserly as it was. And it can happen, I said, on a given day. Shami went for a few runs, so was Jadeja. But
right.
overall, I think they can really be proud of their bowling performance as a team. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than this. Getting two wickets in the power play, run out, and Hardik Pandya getting one, though Shami or Rana didn't fetch you any wickets up front. But in the overall, it was a good bowling performance, backed by good fielding also. As you said, when I was skeptical during the break, thinking that if there was going to be a little bit of help in the wicket,
Hmm.
could be a tricky chase.
Right.
Winning by 6 wickets in hand and 45 balls to spare, I
Yeah.
think you can say it was just a walk in the park.
Beautiful, sir. I just want to wrap up with one final question. You've obviously seen a lot of India Pakistan games, some from close quarters as well, through the decades. So, would you still say the intensity? I asked this question in the pre show game as well. With Pakistan, intent lacking, um, do you still would you still say that it's the same intensity, or it's just a hype that's been given?
It's a mix of both, I would say. The hype actually has become that much more because I said a decade and a half, maybe we've not played any bilateral with Pakistan. It's
Right,
about the curiosity amongst the fans. They want to watch India play Pakistan. So
right.
that's one part of it. But yeah, Pakistan team looks in troubled waters, and I would exactly say there's no intent from Pakistan. I think that's the way their execution is happening. So
Okay.
it could be a graph on a team's phase wherein they see a lot of downs, but how they pull up their socks and get back on track is a big question mark which they have to answer. But per se, as far as intensity goes, I think they also would have come out with a lot of plans at the back of their mind, but they failed in executing them, or none of the plans worked per se. End of the day, the solace for them would be they lost to a team which was superior in skill, executing the skills,
Right.
and literally dominated the game on all three departments. That's the only thing that could happen, and they can only console themselves by saying that they lost to a better side. As simple as that.
Beautiful, sir. Let's just do a quick preview for India's next game against the Kiwis. What would you say India should be wary of? Because Kiwis are in a great form as well. You can't write them off. What should Team India be wary of? What are your contests that you would vouch for in this game?
See, Kiwis always have been a team which never gets noticed in any of the world events.
Right.
They are, in fact, to say one of the nicest boys in world cricket. In the men's league, they are one of the nicest boys. And typically, why they don't get noticed is there's no razzmatazz about what they do, not much of glamour that goes around them. So that's
Yeah.
how Kiwis play their game. Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be a fabulous contest. I can't say what happened in the Test series when India lost to New Zealand. This is white ball cricket and the form India have been in. I think
Right.
two red hot teams. They are really in
Right.
good form. It certainly would be a contest worth watching. Uh, Even Kiwis are a side that's got good top order batters, good pace
Right.
battery. They've got Mitchell Santner who bowls good left arm spin. Glenn Phillips, Brace
Similar
Phillips
to
is off
India,
spinners.
would you say?
Sorry.
Little bit similar to India with their top order batting and the spinner in their team.
Yeah, more or less man to man. I think they go head to head with India, but maybe yes, India has three, four, five quality spinners on the side. Maybe New Zealand can say it's only Santner, Bracewell bowls off spin, but Glenn Phillips is more of a part timer.
Right.
But fielding, they are electric. They are electric.
Yeah.
So man to man could be a difference of just 5%, but on a given day, the brand of cricket they play, I think certainly they would be a big threat for India.
All right, India, Team India are just one shot away from, completely securing a semi-final spot in this ICC Champions Trophy series. So thank you, sir. I have to thank you for joining us and giving your insights throughout the day and making this Sunday much more entertaining for us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you and good night.
Good night. Thank you.